Woo! Okay. Hey guys, so first up, I'm sorry for the audio. I couldn't figure out how to work my girlfriend's microphone. Also sorry for the setup. I couldn't figure out how to set up the lights either. But I kinda like it. I'm liking down here and not having the same background as my girlfriend. I'm my own person. And I'm blown out. That's just, I'm pale. What are we gonna do? This is a mess of a start of a video. Recently, I'm sure you've seen it, there's been a whole lot of commotion, a whole lot of discussion online because there was an influencer named Darby and she asked a hotel if they'd be up for a collaboration where they would give her accommodation and in return she would make content about the hotel and about her stay. This hotel then decided to post her email onto their Facebook page with a like scathing, roasting sort of commentary. She made a video about the whole experience and I'm just going to talk about it all. Before I get started, I want to give my credentials. First up, I'm a creator on YouTube. I do the social media things. I don't have it as my job because, Christ, I don't want that. But I've been in the position where brands have approached me and also where I've approached brands. Second up, I've worked for companies where I'm the person connecting influencers, creators, whatever, to brands. So I'm kind of like well-versed in how that whole interaction goes. And also, I have a 9-to-5 job that I thoroughly enjoy. And that's going to come into play later in the video. I can already tell this video is going to make both sides of this whole discussion hate me, but this whole commotion started when Elle contacted the hotel in regards to a possible collaboration. I'm going to leave the email right here. I'm not going to read it out. We don't have enough time for that. Would be great for watch time, but I really can't be bothered. Pause the video, have a little look-see at what's going on here. And then the hotel, sorry, cafe now that I'm reading it on Facebook, responded with their own message. In my opinion, I think Elle's email was quite professional and quite polite. I'm going to break into why I think it's okay that she contacted them in the first place. I know that's controversial to some people. I think the main issue that she did in her email, oops, hello, what's this? I think the main issue in her email is that she said she would like to stay for free in exchange for promotion on her social media channels. And I just don't agree with that phrasing because she's not staying for free, and if you pitch it that way, that's always going to like grate on some people because you're not asking for free, you're asking for it in exchange for a different service. I'm going to put the White Moose Cafe response just here so you can have a pause, have a read. Firstly, I'm going to say smart of this accommodation service because their name's in the press everywhere. So like you can't fault that. Everyone's talking about them, so well done on that. But personally, as someone who sends these emails to brands and as someone who is like the accommodation place replying to people, a bit rude. I just don't think it's necessary to be rude. Their whole thing is like they have a jar for like blogger tears and ashes of vegans and stuff, so I think part of their like gimmick is being sassy and rude, I don't know. One part I'm going to point out about their message is that they say, if I let you stay here in return for a feature on your video, who's going to pay the staff who look after you? Who's going to pay the housekeepers who clean the room, the waiters who serve you breakfast, the receptionists, etc, etc. That part just was like, her staying at the hotel shouldn't come out of wages for your staff, it should come out of your marketing budget. As someone who like works in marketing, that's what that money's for. And you don't have to, by any means, agree to do that. You don't have to let someone stay at your hotel in exchange for advertising. That's not a thing you have to do, but that's where that money comes from. If you want to put it towards newspapers, or you want to put it towards hiring someone to run your social media, if you want to put it on bus stops, whatever it may be, it's different parts of your budgeting as a business, I don't know. I found it wild that a lot of the headlines were saying like social media blogger is denied free accommodation and broke down in tears because of that. That's not why she was crying. Did we watch the video? Did any of us do that? And I have some bones to pick with what she said in the video and I'm going to get to that in a moment, but she just objectively didn't do that, so I think doing this whole like entitlement rant is ridiculous. Some of the reviews now, thank you for taking a stand against entitled little whiners. They are so entitled and just freeloaders. No one deserves a free ride based on numbers. Much like when airlines stopped allowing smoking, the White Moose Cafe is making an industry-changing decision to ban bloggers. Oh yeah, they banned bloggers as well, missed that. No longer are the hoodlums of the internet going to disrupt your visit to the Moose. History in the making. These millennials that have been raised to be friends with their parents, given participation trophies, and never been told no in their lives are going to ruin humanity. Kudos to you for standing up to this brat. I would too. Which I do quickly want to point out, a lot of the people complaining are the parents' age, like my parents' age, which are the ones who raise this entitled freeloading generation. I seriously cannot wait to go to Dublin to stay here just because of the blogger takedown. Keep the stalk alive. Oh, there's my girlfriend ruining my video. Hey babe. Hey. I'm still filming. I have never been to Dublin, but I fully support what Mr. Stenson did. That spoiled brat had no shame. It's just, there's a lot going on here. Firstly, I want to break down how it works. If you're an influencer, creator, social media, lad, how you work with brands, how you make your money. The first one is that brands come to you and ask for a variety of things. Sometimes they say that they want to pay you to promote a product. Sometimes they're like, hey, we're going to send you stuff. If they're cheeky, they'll say, we'll send you stuff and please do an entire video about us. Or a new one I've been getting lately is asking me to collaborate with them. And by collaborate, they mean they'll give me a discount to buy their items with my own earned money and then promote that on my social media platforms for free, which is technically at a loss because I'm spending my own damn money. Anyway, that is how brands will approach you. You say yes, you say no, in a polite manner. Or number two, you reach out to brands. I've done this a number of times, and I personally like it when influencers reach out to brands because it means that they want to work with that particular brand. They're not just doing it because the brand's gonna give them money or because a brand did the effort to come to them, and they'll either say yes, which is fantastic, or they'll say no, which is fine. They usually say much more politely than this business did, or they'll say a combination of it, like maybe some other time when we're doing our next PR run, or no, but instead we can give you a discount for this thing, or whatever it may be. And if you're somebody who doesn't understand the whole social media influencer marketing world, what the brands get out of it is a lot of exposure. There's two different levels. Sometimes they go with big influencers, and a lot of people these days go for micro influencers like Elle. What the brand gets out of it is that we have a really good relationship with our audience. You guys trust what I'm saying, I hope, because social media has allowed for this like really cool new organic connection, and that's pretty appealing to advertisers. That's why brands reach out to us. It's not like Elle is the only person ever to reach out to a brand and that this is a whole new thing. Brands reach out to us all the time, and we reach out to brands all the time. It's this cool little like back and forth. What is this? Also, you're attracting quite a niche audience. If somebody wants to reach an audience that's queer, if they want to work with me, they've got that audience right there. And if you don't think that this is like appealing for your business, fine, don't use it, not a problem. I'm just trying to explain the appeal for other brands. You've got a niche audience, you've got a very trusting audience, and you've got someone also who's making really cool content. That's one thing I really like about influencer marketing, is that you're not just getting this big billboard, you're getting this really cool collaborative experience. Okay, enough about what the oldies were saying. Now on to what like the millennials were saying. Stereotyping groups, obviously, you'll know that. First up is people attacking Elle for not having enough subscribers, which, firstly, girl's got 87K. That's nothing to be laughed at. Like, that's a decent sized audience. If you don't think that's enough for what she asked for, cool. If you have a business, don't work with her or other influencers her size. But I just find it very interesting that there's been this whole conversation around how she was entitled and was freeloading and asking for too much for her subscriber count right after this little adpocalypse happened where everyone's mad because creators with 200 subscribers and 1,000 views in total aren't being monetized. Like, we all just had this huge conversation online about how smaller creators need to be monetized and how creators deserve compensation for their work, and now we're mad that someone's trying to get compensation for their work? Because she would be creating things, like she's working. She'd be making a video about the whole thing, and she's asking for something in return. Like, I don't think that that's like the craziest concept. Was it too many nights? Could she have worded things better? Maybe, yeah, sure. But when people, especially like other creators, are laughing at the concept of a creator asking a brand to collaborate, like what? And the second thing I've seen is, this is not necessarily from Elle, although she did touch on it very lightly in her video, but there is a massive attitude coming from certain creators, certain influencers, whatever it may be, about how people in 9-to-5 jobs just like aren't brave enough to become an influencer. There's just this attitude that like if you're not a YouTuber, you hate your job, which look, just because you have an office job doesn't mean you hate it. I, for one, really like creating content for other brands, like having it as my job. I love running social media accounts for other people. I love writing for other people. I love making videos for other people because for me, there are so many people, I don't need to go into it, but it is true. People like their jobs. Some people hate it, sure. I'm sure there are people who are slaving away to 9-to-5 and hate it and wish they could be an influencer. I'm sure there are people out there like that, 100%. But there are just so many creators who seem to think that if you're not doing YouTube, blogging, Instagram full time, that you hate your job, especially if you do it for fun. Like, I do this for fun, and I can wholeheartedly say I don't want it to be my full-time job, but it's not my goal. Like, becoming a full-time YouTuber just isn't, it's not what I want. And now onto the big, beautifully clickbaity question in the title of this video. Is being an influencer a real job? Yeah. But also, It's a bloody good one, honestly. Again, as I said, I don't want that to be my particular career path, but I think it would be great if full-time creators kind of acknowledged that they do have it a bit easier in a handful / many respects than people who aren't doing that job full-time. Because the way I see it is that at the end of the day, this is a thing that people do as a hobby. They do it for fun, they do it without any financial compensation. You can't really say that about receptionists or waitresses or social media managers or writers or lawyers or policemen or accountants or video creators for other companies. Like, it's just not a thing that people do for free. They're not things that people are like, I'm gonna take this up as a hobby because it's just so much fun. It's work, 100% it's work. I make videos, I know that it's work, and I have a lot of friends who do YouTube full-time and do blogging full-time and do Instagram full-time. Hey team, Editing Fiona here. I need to point out, I don't think I elaborated enough, well I did, but it was a very rambly part of the video so I had to cut it out, that I do think, I know that being an influencer, creator, whatever you want to call it, is a lot harder work than a lot of people in ordinary 9 to 5 jobs think it is. There's a lot that goes on the business side of it, there's a lot that goes into content creation, and there's also so much that goes into building a brand. And I didn't really elaborate on that enough. I think it's just because in my mind I'm like, well duh, but I also realize that this video might reach people who don't have the same knowledge about these sorts of industries as I do. So I just want to quickly point out that even though I'm saying it's a great job, I also understand very much so that it is a real job that is very time consuming and takes a lot of work. I just want to put that little kudos in there. I'm not denying that it's not work, I just think it would be really great if everyone could just be more understanding and accepting. It'd be really good if the old folks could understand that influencer marketing is a thing, social media marketing, using creators to promote products and brands, that's a thing. Doesn't have to be a thing that you do at your hotel, but it's a thing. And it would also be great if influencers and creators could understand and be grateful for the position that they're in, because it is actually quite a very great position, and also accept that just because they have this insanely cool job and get all these perks and they're working for themselves doesn't mean that that's actually what everybody wants. Don't get me wrong, I want the free shit, but I don't necessarily want to be like my own boss and my own anything like that. If for no other reason then, the tax situation of being self-employed just looks stressful. But I would love to hear all of your thoughts in the comment section below, because Lord knows I've spewed all of mine at you. So yeah, please leave a comment down below with your thoughts. Do you think the hotel was in the wrong? Do you think Elle was in the wrong? Do you think influencers are the devil? Yeah, I'm struggling to end the video now. So give this video a like, because I need your validation. I am a millennial after all. Subscribe if you haven't already, if you're new. Also welcome, hey, what's good? And I'll see you guys soon. Bye!